Great.
Okay?
The
Exciting.
rules, be sure you see that one additional ingredient and 5 spices can come from your side.
Okay.
And we need to check that in when we come out at 9 o'clock in the morning in the arena. All right?
Yeah.
We moved the time up
And your
quite a bit.
utensils. And your utensils.
Yeah.
9 a.m. we should be in there with
Yes.
our stuff ready to go.
Ready to go.
Great.
And you are?
I'm Chris Hart from IQ.
Yes.
Yes, that's what he needs to know. When you want to start it and how hot you want it. Anything else, gentlemen?
Yeah, one more. The appetizer and the main dish will be at the same time.
That is correct. That is correct. And also you have 2 minutes to present your food in any way that you wish. You want to tell a story, joke, that's up to you. But you only have 2 minutes, and you will be timed, and you will be stopped at 2 minutes.
Are we evaluated on that oral presentation?
That's,
What is the criteria?
I have not for the oral presentation.
Well, just is it appearance, is it?
appearance,
Speaking of that, I don't have the card.
Who are local judges?
Celebrity judge.
Celebrity judges.
And we've tried to get you some good guys. That's got to take
Just curious, they come over to Los Angeles.
there'll be a judging table sitting over here. When your time is ready to read
Yeah. We will take your dishes after you set them on the table, ready to go, time stops. She will have her crew carry your dishes over. You will have a moment to get your thoughts. You need to report to the table and give your presentation. Anything else?
Waiting on find out what the criteria is.
Appearance and plating. Texture and tenderness.
That's not the same.
Guys, you hear this?
That's changed.
Not the substantial.
Yes, it has.
You don't have to do it.
He's supposed to be bringing it down.
I'll come around and explain to each of you, but
I know it's going to be appearance, texture, and tenderness, and taste, and then originality.
What about Jack?
That's kind of mixed in with the originality. And all of them are going to be equal, except for the taste. It's going to cost twice as much as each of the others.
I might explain, this is in honor of Tony Stone, and several of you probably know Tony. Tony was supposed to be here, of course, unfortunately, his cancer caught up and took him. So this is really in honor of him. We have tried, and he's got too big of shoes for us to step into, but we've tried to step in and recreate what Tony wanted done.
This was his brainchild. He came up with this.
And we want to keep this going for Tony and his name. If there's no other questions, good luck.
oh my God, look at that side way hot. Give me another ham steak cut up. The left side of this grill is like blazing hot. And there's no fire on the other side. Jesus Christ. Where's the plate? Right there. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, that's disgusting. Jesus Christ. Patty, give me another piece of ham, please.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Sound all right?
Chevy, door lock.
Get the pan ready, you're gonna see the scene right now.
RV.
Here, I want you to cook those things. Just keep them on. Keep these on here so they stay warm. Just get the ham steaks hot and cooked.
Everybody ready? Cooks, are you about ready? You break down a little bit. Welcome to the I Know Jack About Grilling contest. We're here on this beautiful Friday in Lynchburg, Tennessee. Let's everybody put our hands together for the folks here at the Jack Daniels Distillery. I want to speak for a couple of moments about why I'm here and someone who is noticeably not. This contest was founded, I think it was 7 years ago, by Tony Stone, who was absolutely a sweetheart of a guy. I first met Tony when he was coming to Lynchburg way back in the very early years of the entire Invitational. Became one of the highlights of my time here in Lynchburg every year, spending time with Tony. When I Know Jack started, at a certain point, Tony would give me that look. He would give me that look. That it was a success. It wouldn't be early on, it'd be closer to the end, but it was definitely a look. And once you got that look from Tony, you know you were a hit. And that's a look we'll miss. So I'd like to think Tony's up in heaven looking down now on his baby. And I'd like to think he's grinning. And I'd like to think also that Tony is grinning even more because he's carrying on the family tradition. His daughter, Julie Lee, is here. She is judging with us. She was our first ever honorary judge here at I Know Jack. Thank you, Dad. Are you proud so far?
I believe so. Very proud.
All right, we're proud to have you here. We thank you so much for allowing us to continue the honor of Tony Stone's I Know Jack. All right, we're going to introduce you to the judge and to the teams a little bit later on. Judges, you are 30 seconds away. Chappie, you need you over here. You're 30 seconds away from your first turn-in. This is Amy Bill Sprinkler. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
I'm glad you're back. You grew up in some pretty big barbecue shadows. She's the daughter of the legendary Mike Mills, who owns, of course, 17th Street Barbecue and the Olympus Championship Barbecue out in Las Vegas. You, of course, your dad's been in the barbecue business his whole life, and you sort of inherited that.
I have. I think barbecue sauce is cold.
All right, let's hear it for Amy Mills Sprinkler. Speaking of Dad, where is he? Here's the legend, the man himself, Mike Mills. Mike, how you doing?
Yeah, how are you doing?
Doing great. Glad to have you back here in Lynchburg.
Always great to be here in Lynchburg.
All right, I think Tony Stone would be proud of all this.
I think Tony would be very proud of all this we know.
We certainly do. We certainly do. We look forward to having you here throughout the weekend. Everything here, and your comments.
We open the salmon on two sides. In the middle we put our wrap, which is made from walnuts, Jack Daniels honey, and what else? Worcester sauce and some salt and pepper. So it's cooked, not bitter end. So the skin is inside, which is most comfortable for the guests to eat because the skin stays separate.
You have anything to add to that?
No, about the main course. Is a ham for me, super nice because I never tried it before. That's my first contact with the ham. Super nice to eat just a roll. This is with bacon. Presentation is a Polish tradition for the Easter. It's a crazy acrobatic
We don't know
turn in meat. This is like a crunchy dough. We also do that in Poland. But you have a presentation of your hand and the bacon. Also, sauce is a mixture of the apples, garlic, and pineapple. You see how much I use for that few of that, so just a few drops and a bit. And what else? Inside of the dough, what you have also minced meat, just with the funny flavors. Cumin, coriander, that's all. That's the main flavor of this food.
I'm Carolyn Wells. I think I know most of you, and thank you for coming. This year, I lost two men that I personally love, both in very different ways, and have the privilege of having shared their families. And I'd like to introduce Melinda and Julie Stone, Tony's daughters. And I think most of you know their families as well. And then Bob's family, who have come here from Australia to join with his American friends in a celebration of his life. Susan and Brett, Werner, Jennifer, and this is Matthew. And they came all the way from Katara to north of Sydney to experience this. So if we could just have a toast, did you all have?
If we get them looking at us and put the camera, give us a minute with our cameras.
Yeah.
John, no, how do you start?
I'll get down some.
There we go.
I'll get down some.
Yeah.
All of them.
Light. Okay, yeah, let's get everybody.
Julie, sorry.
Come on in. Yeah.
Forward.
Come forward, yeah.
That's all right? All right.
Good. And everybody's going to smile?
Yeah. Kathy, come up. Kathy's the niece. And Isaac. But she came too. They're family.
Yeah.
And he's going to give us a big smile.
Smile.
Very fun.
I got in last night. So, we're toasting now or later?
Let's do it after the prayer.
Okay, Artie, you want to say something? We don't have a structure to lead us. So
That's good.
We appreciate the relatives being here. All of us have been touched by the lives of Tony Stone and Bob Carruthers. They were lively individuals, and now in death we hear their silence, and we miss them deeply. So one of the most powerful ways I can think to remember them is with a moment of silence, and then a toast, and then an opportunity for you to share any memories or brief thoughts about Bob or Tony. So let's raise a toast to both of them.
You ready again? You got toast stuff? Wait.
Everybody ready? We need some whiskey.
Yeah, right.
There we go.
Can you get one?
Yep.
And just for the record, this is iced tea. Truly.
For Bob and Tony, we drink up. Here.
I'm Big Jim Stansel. We're here on Barbecue Hill, Lynchburg, Tennessee at the Jack Daniels World Invitational Barbecue Championship 2011. What we're going to do is we're going to prepare some racks of lamb provided to us by the New Zealand Lamb Board. We're going to do a little cleaning on them. It's not going to be too much. Our preparation is going to be slow, simple, easy. Anybody can do this. So we're going to peel this back fat off. Go right to the silver skin. Cut it right across. You want to leave a little bit of fat just for that flavor, but you want to take all the skin and the slimy skin off. Now I'm going to take this silver skin right off the back. Just really slow, take your time. Good sharp knife, doesn't hurt either. So we're going to throw it over here. We're going to pull this again. Same deal. It's basically going to look the same on both racks, so you won't have to work yourself into a tizzy. I'm not looking at the camera so I don't cut myself. Lamb's not really a hugely popular dish here in the States, but it's starting to gain a little popularity and notoriety just because of the availability of it. You can get it at your Sam's Clubs or at Walmart. They carry it. And it's a good, healthy, a little more healthier than some of your other red meats. But as you can see, it comes Frenched. Frenched just means they've cleaned all the fat and the tendons and the tissues away from the bone. Frenched. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little olive oil on it. We're just going to coat it. And what that's going to do, that's just going to give us a binder to put our dry rub on there or our seasoning. And this can be done 15, 20, 30 minutes ahead of time. You don't want to go too much longer. So we're going to add a combination of garlic, lemon, and cracked and ground black pepper. I like the citrusy flavor that it brings out in most of these things, especially when you're grilling hot and fast, but it's still got enough pepper in there to give you a little bite. So we're going to coat those just as good as we can. Pretty heavy. A lot of stuff's going to come off. So we're going to coat them up pretty good.
Red or black pepper?
Black pepper. Red pepper's a little too hot for this. White pepper works well with this too. I like white pepper. It's got a little more sting, but it's your personal preference. So we're going to take them over to our grill. All right, so what we're going to do is we've got a good hot grill. It's going to be anywhere between 375 and 425 degrees. We're going to lay them loin side down. We're going to close it up. We're going to let them sit about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and then we're going to turn them a little bit to get a little nice marking on there. Let them go another 2 minutes, and we're going to flip them over. We're going to check them. You're going to average temperature probably around a 140 to 150, depending on how you like your doneness. You'll see me, I won't stick a thermometer in it, I'll just poke on it. So that's the beauty of cooking a bunch of them. So we're going to roll them over. You see how pretty the grill lines are. You can see the fat already starting to render out in them. This is going to be a good medium rare at 140 to 145. And it'll be really tender. We're going to pull them off here in about 3 minutes, and then we're going to leave them to set and rest, and probably rest for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to slice them. Oh, those are nice. They're still a little rare. I'm going to prop them up there. You can see the caramelization on the rub, but you can also tell they're going to be very tender just by their structure, but they're just still a little bit, a couple more minutes away. We're going to give them another minute or so just to get them right. I think we're pretty good here. We good? What we're doing is just cutting this back. Going to be a little bit rare, but I think you're going to be okay with them at the end of the day. You can just follow the bone, take you straight through. They're not complicated. You're going to get a little cartilage on the end sometimes. A good sharp knife will fix that. There you go, lamb chops on the grill. Come on.
And a big round of applause for all the family members here.
Turn around and do that. Come on, guys! We need a picture. Yeah, turn around and do that.
Frank's got like 50 of them.
Well, we need 48 more.
He can sell.
Yeah, I probably could.
The state representative all right, are we about ready for the burning of the grievances? Here we go. Jeff Barnett, back to you.
Frank, ready? Want to help me? Here you go. Hey, you help me. Grab the ball. Hang on, I'm trying to get a lid.
Hang on now, we're putting it in. We're going to put it in. Jeff, you want me to do that? You all right?
I got it.
All right, let's start with the guy.
Go upside down. There we go.
Let's hear it. Thank you. Jeff Barnett. Now you want to say a few more words?
I'll tell you what, you guys, for the lucky people in the world, it's one of the best places you can come to, and this barbecue event kick ass what?
What are we sampling over here?
This is a New Zealand boneless leg of lamb. It's a grass-fed, all-natural product. No growth promotants, no hormones, no antibiotics as any part of a feed regimen. They're all pasture-raised. They're not feedlotted. It makes for a nice, tender, healthy meat.
And where can we get this if we wanted to buy it?
You can get it at Sam's Club.
This gentleman right behind you. Mike. He didn't want anybody to know it yet because he's going to tell his wife later tonight.
We're going to go to dinner first.
Dinner and a good bottle of wine. Then he's going to break the good news to her. So he said, honey, I need to talk to you. But he bought it, and this gentleman built it. And they brought it up and let the Amsterdam people use it for the competition. So this is the first time this has been used in competition, and they did an excellent job for it. So, and I think the gentleman that bought it's going to be using it tomorrow. So it's rightly seasoned.
That's right. Well seasoned. Broken.
Rightly seasoned.
Yeah, because he was saying you can put together any configuration that you want.
Yes, sir. We can lay it out to suit your.
I got to tell you though, this thing's got everything but the kitchen sink.
And if you ask for it, he'll put it on there too.
Yeah. You might have to take a cooker off, but you know. But it came without a sink. Can you believe that? Pop-up television right here.
He said something about
Yeah, but they don't sell the antennas with them. So, you can't even watch the ball game.
Bring your sound like this.
That's right. That's it.
That's exactly right.
We haven't been able to steal one. We haven't been able to steal one yet. So, but it's got the stereo system in. It's got a generator on the backside. You've got a cooker over here that's got the adjustable firebox, so you know what you're about to cook.
Okay, we're about to do this is a maple and Jack infused syrup. And then in a second, we're going to do French toast over on this grill that we will obviously top with the maple infused Jack syrup. I'm actually about to put some pecans in there too that I just roasted on that free nut.
So they have a little smoke flavor in the pecans.
Yes, sir.
Went through, I guess it was about a dozen of us did a 10 a.m. shot.
Oh yeah.
Just give me one piece.
What did you put on these today, Mike?
Sesame crusted New York strip, seasoned salt, onion powder, black and red pepper with some sesame seeds. And I tell you, we just let the meat decide how much rub it took on it. And we cooked it on medium heat, 330 degrees. There's 4 steps to a perfect steak. That preheat to 330. Second step is let it go on for 5 to 7 minutes on the first side.
Like you enjoy your work.
I love my work. Love what you do and the money will come. I tell you what, the third step is to cook to internal temperature of 140 degrees. It'll rise up to 145 and then let your meat rest 5 minutes, and that's the most important part because all those juices stay in your steak then rather than making you have pink potatoes. How are y'all doing at the Holler?
We're having fun.
Oh, isn't it always? You know, the beauty about this is that all the competitors, their smoke's rising. Is a gorgeous thing this morning, but then some of that smoke is mine. I love that feeling. I may not be competing, but I'll take pride in it.
All kinds of television shows, pitmaster shows, Kingsford commercials. The pitmaster from Big Bob Gibson's author, current Kingsford champion and Memphis in May grand champion.
3 times.
This year also, Mr. Chris Lilly. Chris is actually cooking this weekend because of his Memphis in May win. So they got an automatic to come out here, so he's cooking this weekend. We'll be finding out in about an hour and a half just how good he did. So it'll be interesting. We'll have some fun. And to his left, folks, this guy, you probably have seen him on TV, Shark Tank. He came up with a little barbecue sauce called Pork Barrel Barbecue. Him and his buddy Brett. They actually won good. We got some to give away too. That works awesome. They actually have a cooking team. They were grand champions of the Washington, D.C. barbecue battle. By winning that one, they got to be an automatic here to the Jack Daniels. So they're cooking the Jack Daniels World Invitational for the first time. DC Barbecue Battle is the largest barbecue festival in the United States. Mr. Heath Hall with Pork Barrel Barbecue, folks.
We have a lot of people off. We have Tyler, who's one of our judges, raised his hand. We have Monica. Take us off. Here's
That's yours. Tell Jim. Next one we just crossed for a little bit extra.
all of you doggies. We have a lady here.
I do solemnly swear to objectively and subjectively evaluate each barbecue meat that is presented to my eyes, my nose, my hands, and my palate. I accept my duty to be a 2011 23rd Annual Jack Daniels World Championship Invitational Barbecue Contest Judge. So that truth, justice, excellence in barbecue, and the American way of life may be strengthened and preserved forever. You're on your oath to America.
We got a pretty good spectrum of sauces here, ranging nice consistency from little thin to pretty thick. You've got 3 similar flavors here, spicy, peppery, with a little vinegary taste to them. And then you've got a couple of them here that there's a little, they didn't cook the, I'm guessing they used a little product in there, Jack Daniels. They didn't quite cook it off. So there's a little strong flavor of Jack Daniels in the last couple sauces. But overall, pretty good set of sauces, considering they all contain Jack Daniels. Works good for me.
I agree with him. 3 first sauces were very consistent, very smooth, sweet, had a little smoke to it. The second 3 sauces I agree with. Felt like some of the product wasn't always cooked all the way through it. But overall, it was a good sauces.
I'll tell you this. All of these were very good. I mean, you're trying to select the best from the best. And, they were all excellent. There was some slight differences in the pepper in them and the consistency, but they were all very good.
I would have preferred the sauces to have a little more spicy nature to them. Overall, the consistency was good, with the exception of one, but the flavors were good, but they were the majority of them were a little too sweet for me, but they were okay.
And a lot of those sauces were really great. I know a lot of teams put a lot of effort into making their sauces, and fantastic job on all of them. I think I could taste some of the sweetness in there, a little bit of kick on some of them, but they've been really good. So great job, team.
I found that they were all good too, but there was one that was above all the others, and that's the one that I had the highest marks on. Very good.
How you doing? I tell you what, being able to judge this homeland cooking right here, the cook's choice, this is absolutely fabulous. Had a little tenderloin over here along with a little bit of spinach salad with a little greens in that. Little homemade applesauce over here with a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of red hots in there. Really come together very nicely. An awesome dish here with a tenderloin in the middle of a loaf of bread, and it was baked completely all the way around it. Absolutely stunning. Presentation was great. Served along with in a little cast iron skillet right here with some red pepper and little corn, and the flavor is outstanding. It's just absolutely unbelievable. And have a little bowl of stew right here that's really hot with a little mashed potatoes. It's kind of like a shepherd's pie. This is a hard decision. I wish that I could just sit and eat everything here and then find my easy chair. But it's just all outstanding to be able to, and it's very difficult to make your choice here. What is the real best?
Well, I really enjoyed all the meals. I particularly enjoyed this offering right here. Thought it was very good. The barbecue in it was delicious, and so was the mashed potatoes. I really enjoyed the beef as well. It was all just very, very good. I really enjoyed it.
I too enjoyed all the entries. I thought especially the mache salad and the apple accompaniments to the pork was a very nice touch, a beautiful presentation. As well, I liked the little crock with pulled pork. And the mashed potatoes, a little take on maybe a pulled pork shepherd's pie, perhaps. But very good. How you like it, Wiggy?
I thought that the crocks of the barbecue shepherd's pie were excellent. I've never tasted anything like it. It was creative and really satisfying. And my compliments to the chef.
I thought the tenderloin was very, very tender. It had a good texture to it. The shepherd's pie was pretty good, but the tenderloin was my favorite.
I
always look forward to this category. They're always intriguing dishes. One was a bit on the mysterious side. It had a little too much salt for me, but generally I thought they were well done.
There's some great, they were all very, very flavorful. Some great sauces, all very, very tender and juicy except for one. But it was really a tough category, really tough to distinguish because they were all just outstanding.
Yes, Mark. Are we rolling? My thoughts on the chicken, I think all of it was fabulous. It was really tough to pick a winner. There were different flavor profiles. All of them were very moist, juicy. The skin was coming off just perfectly when you bit into it. There's one or two that could have been a little more moist, but that was a tough category. I'm not sure I had anything less than a 7. I'm not sure if I was supposed to say that, so it was great.
Everything we see is subjective because we all have different tastes. However, there's a consensus of opinion between the first and second on the table. Moisture on 2 were particularly good, and to say there's a window of opportunity of only minutes, they all did very, very well to get here.
Very interesting, the different flavors, everything from apricot to honey to even rosemary. Tasted rosemary in some of them, so very difficult to judge. The texture on most of them was absolutely fantastic though, great.
Well, first of all, my congratulations to all the cooks, okay? Everything was excellent. A lot of work went into it. And very well done, very well done.
What's supposed to be at the bottom? Get down, watch this, just we'll push them off this side.
We had a full complement of ribs to judge today at our table, and they were all really great. My particular favorite was I can't say the number, can I? My particular favorite was this one. It was very moist. It had great flavor. It had a really delicate balance of spice and seasonings. Little kiss of smoke. I really liked that a lot. I had 2 others that were very close runner-ups, so it will be interesting to see what we choose as a table.
I liked them all. I would have been happy to make any of them a dinner, but I would have gone with number 2 and 4 also. I thought they were the most tender.
I think these maybe have been 6 of the favorite ribs I've ever had. The loin rib was also very excellent. I think they were all cooked perfectly, tender, just a little bit of tug to them. Really enjoyed them.
These definitely were great examples of perfectly cooked ribs. 1 or 2 might have been just a hair overdone, but the taste on number 3 was just fantastic as far as spice and sweet. How about yourself, Grady?
What's this we supposed to be doing?
Just talk about the ribs.
Oh, I had some good ribs. Out of 6, I had 4 real good ribs.
a couple a little off taste for me, and a couple a little overdone for me. So that, in summary, though, it was a good 6 samples.
Out of my 6 ribs, I thought 3 were excellent, but it's pretty hard to judge. You got to be careful how you grade them, and you got to take your time and taste it. And they all tasted good, but there's some better than the other.
So now they're dressed in box, is what they call it. So reverse like
That time was about 26.
Yeah, you can fight.
Ready for this? It's a small one. Yeah, let me just clean it up a little. Hold me back. What's this? If you're looking at it from the front, see right there. I got it open. You can look at how it's lying there from the front for you.
This one's got to come up.
All right, 6 interesting samples here. Some of them, to me, were just flavorless. I don't know why. It's hard for me to imagine sometimes some of it just not having much flavor. Most of them were pretty tender, but my favorite was number 5. The 5th one, it's this piece right here. Moist, very tender, and just has a great, rich kind of taste to it. Just liked it, not buried in sauce in any way. Just had the flavor and the tenderness. I liked it a lot.
I'll have to agree. Number 5 was probably my favorite, definitely. Number 3 definitely came in second on this round. And I'll agree that there was a couple on there that seemed just about canned in variety. But of all the barbecue that I've had today, I'd say the ribs were the best. Now, this being second best, it comes in very high up on the scale. Thank you.
Well, I'm pleased to find out that my opinion lines up with these 2 more experienced gentlemen here. My favorite was also number 5. I was really looking for a good balance of texture and savory and sweet flavors without being, without anything hiding in sauce, and that definitely came through the best in number 5. A couple of them for me had really strong orange flavors and a couple of really strong coriander notes that took away from my overall experience. But at the end of the day, all excellent to my mind contenders, and I'm just honored to be here and get to taste some of this excellent barbecue.
Wow, my tummy and mouth both say yummy. Number 5, I think it was for me. Not only the taste, but the presentation, and all of them just tray yummy. Good job, everybody.
The quality as usual, fantastic. On my particular selection here, I never found anything too sweet or too spicy. I had a preference, scored it accordingly, thought they were bold in their presentation, and generally quality. It's getting tough to judge. There are no bad entries. They're good and they're great. So it's a pleasure to be here. But I'm missing my drink of Jack Daniels. When can I start having it?
Said we're here at the Jack Daniels World Championship International Cook-Off here. The last category for the money today is brisket. Like I said, we had 6 entries, thank goodness. We'd had 7 on all the others, and I wasn't for sure I could go extra category today. Said most of my entries, to me, they had the texture down right, but like I said, they were way off. Like I said, taste went from one extreme to the other.
Well, I'm not near the expert that we have sitting at the table here. I will tell you that there were a couple here, the number 4 and number 5. I really did enjoy the flavor, and I wish I could cook like this at home.
Whenever. Hi, my name's TW Starr from Way 31 in Huntsville, Alabama, and boy, the brisket was just fabulous today. The texture, the taste, The appearance. There was number 4 on my plate was just fabulous. Some of the best brisket you ever hung a lip over.
Hi. Overall, sort of like the pull factor, so the cooking temperature was right. Certainly number 1, it was sort of like the flavour was great, the texture was great. Number 4 had to be my favourites. Certainly the best flavour, best pull, all round. That was pretty much exceptional. A couple of them there were sort of like number 3, number 6. They really lacked any flavour. Very, very dry. Sort of like number 6, to be honest, was pretty unpleasant. But overall, 4 of them were certainly really well cooked. 1 and 4 definitely my favourites, and we'll see what everyone else thinks.
Yes, I think all 6, the presentations look great. I believe I agree with the others that I had 2 that was, I'll say, exceptional in the flavor and the textures. We had 2 that was a little on the dry and the tough, but still overall, I'd say 4 out of the 6 were very good.
Yeah, very well done.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Good luck. Did you say the 2 cakes? Did you say the 2 cakes? That was sharp, wasn't it? That took a lot of work. I was proud to be holding that. Look, didn't he? Did you say the 2 cakes? Did you say the 2 cakes? That was sharp, wasn't it? That took a lot of work. I was proud to be holding that. Look, didn't he? Good job, guys. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's a cheesecake. Make the.
Can we come up with an excitement award and run off the top? And I think I'm going to pretty quick. Let's hear it again for the first place in that category. It's bbq. If you can't do better than that, we're going to stay here all night. Are you ready? It is my honor to present your grand champion of the 2011 Jack Daniels World Invitational Barbecue. $5,000 and all the bragging rights you can imagine going home to Abington, Massachusetts. Smoking Hogs Barbecue! Smoking Hogs Barbecue!
I'm David Roper, Fayetteville, Tennessee. We're here in Lynchburg at the World Invitational, Jack Daniel World Championship Invitational Cook-Off. So I come to this cook-off in 1990. That was the second one. The first one was in '89. So I come every year or two like that on Saturday, and they said, well, should have been here last night, so come on Friday night. And then they said, well, we should have been here last night. So that was on Thursday. So in 1995, I came up to the cook-off. I'd been on Sunday morning there, the CBS show would cover the American Royal. So I come down to the cook-off, ask about the barbecue circuit. I said, you need to go to the judging pavilion, ask for Carolyn, and ask for the bull sheet. I said, all right. So I got about 10 foot. I said, yeah, Carolyn and the bull sheet. Well, I showed up. Carolyn was there. The bull sheet turned out to be the newsletter for the Kansas City Barbecue Society. I joined KCBS in December 1995. Flipping through there in the spring, there's a judging school in Cookeville, Tennessee, that August. So I said, what the heck? I retired in March. So I'll go to Cookeville, sign up, take the judging class on Thursday. Well, Mr. Tony Stone was the organizer, so he asked anybody wanted to judge. Naturally, I volunteered. So I judged my first contest on August 24th, 1996 in Cookeville, Tennessee. I've been to every one of the contests in Cookeville since then. Said, I'm a retired industrial electrician. So in 1997, I traveled 14,000 miles and went to 30 barbecue cook-offs. Now the next year in March, like I said, I took up a second hobby. Up until July the 1st of this year, I was a tour guide at Jack Daniels at the distillery for 13 years. Like I said, I'm attending this cook-off this weekend. Like I said, I got the honor, or have the honor, to be one of the judges this year. If I judge this contest since August of 1996, probably about 325 of these contests I've been to, give or take one or two. I probably judged 250, 275 of them. So judging's fine. Like I said, give these younger folks or newer judges a chance to do that. I'm always available. Most of the organizers know who I am and can find me if I'm needed. Said 2001, I flew to Cape Town. Unless they've moved that's in South Africa. The World Cook-Off was organized in 1997, 1998. Their second contest was in Lebanon, Tennessee, and I was invited to come to judge the cook-off there in Cape Town. In 2004, I spent 8 days in Montego Bay, Jamaica, judging the World Cook-Off. Said I do about 15 to 20 contests a year. Being as I've retired the 1st of July this year, next year I'm going to try to do as many cook-offs as possible. Like I said, 97, I've done 30. I'll see if I can't beat that next year.